Hi everyone, I'm Christy, Salty Stitcher. My company is Salty Stitcher Designs. Welcome back to my channel. This is a channel about cross-stitch and sometimes other crafts, but today predominantly it'll be about cross-stitch. Welcome back to all of my returning viewers. Did I mention that this was Floss Tube 35? Wow, I ended up with 24. Floss Tube 24 about a month ago. Then I did 10 days of Flossmas, or 10 videos for Flossmas. So we are on video number 35. Wow. Anyway, with all that said, it is the 30th of December. And welcome back to all of my returning viewers. If you watched all of my Flossmas videos, thank you, and thanks for coming back to watch this one. I loved all the comments during Flossmas. It was my first attempt at doing that. I had a lot of fun. Instead of doing the traditional whip parade, I did the short Flossmas videos, which are about 5 to 10 minutes a piece, and you were able to see almost every single one of my whips. I was able to touch it, and now we're barreling ahead right into Whip Go. But before we talk about Whip Go, I just wanted to go ahead and close out my advent calendar and close out Flossmas. I have two projects that I want to show you. I don't have any finishes, but I do have a page finish on the lions, which is so amazing. I was so excited. I predominantly stitched on the lions while I was away in Florida, which was a whole event in and of itself. If you tried to travel over the Christmas holiday, then you just know. It was craziness at the airports, bunch of canceled flights, craziness with COVID, especially in Florida, but enough of that. I'm back. It's the end of the year. I think I'm zen right now. So we're just gonna keep on stitching. Okay, so first, page finish on the lions. These are my white African lions. So if you're here for the lions, go ahead and look up now, because this is my page finish. It was page 27, I believe. And let me back up just a little bit. So these are the lions. We have one lioness. She's up here. That's her nose right there. And she's laying right here. We have our second lioness right here. And the third lioness right here. And I finished this page, which is the third lioness's, the start of her head and her ear. And I'm moving on to the next page, working my way across. So here, take a good look. This is the lions. This is my oldest whip. We're going on, let's see, March of 2019. So April or March. Yeah, so we're coming up on 3 years of the lions. And my goal is to finish it this year. I have about 10 more pages, so about a page a month. We can do it. So there are the lions. I am so thrilled with that. So another page finish on the lions. And then the second project, so the lions is a good travel project. I'm finding, while it is kind of complicated and there's a lot of confetti, it's 14 count Aida. And I can see that in the airport. I can see it pretty much in any light. So it is a great travel project where I can just put a few stitches in of one color. I can see it. I don't have to bring a lot of gear with me. So good travel project. I found that it was very easy to work on, especially at home, visiting my parents. Great conversation piece. So yeah, the other project I worked on, again, it's on a 28 count opalescence. I worked on it about as much as I could. So this was Anchors of the Kingdom. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know I have a love-hate relationship with Anchors of the Kingdom. I love the pattern. I'm not too enamored with the Petite Treasure braid. So yeah, I love the pattern. I want to finish it. I want to hang it on my wall. It is amazing. I probably would not choose the Petite Treasure braid to stitch it in. Again, but since I started it, I'm soldiering on, and I am so close to being finished. I was stitching this in the airport in the United Club, and I ran out of the black. So I was making great headway, ran out of the black, and now I'm almost finished with the other colors. So I have more black Petite Treasure braid on order, and I'm waiting for it to come in, but I'm on essentially, I think, the last 2 pages. So this is going to be a finish. As soon as it's called in WhipGo, I should have the thread with me, and I will be able to knock this one out and call it good. So pretty excited there, made some good progress, and then ran out of thread. So yeah, this is stitched on a 28 count opalescence, stitched over 2 with 2 threads of the Petite Treasure braid, which I think is why I'm having such a hard time working with the thread. But we all know that, known issue with the metallics and the treasure braid. So just gonna keep working through it. It's an exercise in patience. So, but hopefully we will have a finish there shortly. So next we're gonna talk about WhipGo, but I'm gonna clear my space here. So hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So wanted to chat quickly about WhipGo. I think this is the first time I'm officially showing my WhipGo board. I had a crafting moment and decided to use my sprocket, HP sprocket, to print a picture of all of my patterns that I was going to include in WhipGo. Then I had to trim them and ended up creating the border with some washi tape. Got a little out of control, but you know, it's my first WhipGo board, so I'm going with it. My board, my rules. So so yeah, here's my WhipGo board. I have some of my whips represented here twice. These are the ones I most want to make a lot of headway on. So it's a little, let's see, get rid of that. Okay, that's a little bit better without the ring light. A little bit of glare off the pictures, but you can see. So, so Jessie Marie called the WhipGo numbers for January already, a little bit early, and it is 2 and 19. So for me, 2 and 19 are my white, the great white African pelican. The pelican is my favorite bird, and I will show you a better picture, but I took this picture while on a cruise that visited South Africa, Mozambique, and Namibia. And specifically, I saw the white pelican in Namibia on a tour. It is a huge bird, and we had a little story behind it. We had a colony of these white pelicans. So they traveled together, and they were following the tour boat. I think they knew that this tour boat would feed them fish. And they just literally landed on the boat. They were 3 feet away. And I was able to get some amazing pictures of these pelicans. So my goal during WhipGo was to redesign this chart. I had started it, got 3 pages into it, and I did not like the Ada I was using. I did not like how it was turning out. I think I used, I forgot the program. I'm not even going to mention it, but I forget the program that I used, but it was early on when I designed the original design of the lions. And I wanted to do a little bit better. 2.5 years later, when you know better, you do better. So I just went ahead and scrapped that project or that pattern and created a new one, which I am a lot happier with. So I am planning on stitching this on 36 count. It is an even weave. It is already lined, and I've just kitted it up. I plan on starting, plan on starting in the top right corner. And the reason I chose the top right is I'm debating on whether to do like a half stitch over one. Just to cut down on the number of stitches. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do the full cross just yet. That is going to be a game time decision. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a test. But so she is 266 stitches by 678. I got rid of a lot of the background. Obviously, the picture was a lot bigger, but I got rid of a lot of the background, and I really wanted her beak to be the focus of this piece. So these, the great white African pelican has a wingspan of 6 feet. It weighs up to 33 pounds. It is a big bird, and that bill really gets you. So here are two of the pictures that I took. These are the actual pictures, not doctored up at all. And you can just see how just big of a bird they are. A little bit of a glare. Move that over. Big of a bird they are, and just how brilliant the colors on their beak are, and the coloring of their feathers. They're just gorgeous. So so I am really excited to be able to start this one. I've been wanting to start this for a long time, and I'm stitching it with 110 DMC colors. So when I started designing this, I started with the max colors, and then I started whittling down. So removing 10% of the colors at a time. And if I had less than, on these full coverage projects, if I have less than 100 stitches in one particular color, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm gonna move it to the next closest color. So I did that for many of the stitches, and I was able to pare it down to about 110 DMC colors. If I made it any less, I started losing some of the definition in the beak, and that is not what I wanted to do, because the beak on this pelican is everything. So this is number 2 for my Whipco. I also put the pelican on my Etsy site. So if you want to stitch the great white African pelican, go ahead and visit my Etsy store, and she is there for you if you want to stitch it with me. I just got back from Michael's to get a few more colors of floss, and she is ready to go. So I think I'm going to jump on this a little early, and the first stitches are going to go in tonight, and they're mostly test stitches to see how I want to proceed. Whether I want to do the half stitch or if I want to do the full cross. I plan on using one thread, and I plan on stitching over one regardless of the stitch that I choose. So we will see. So Whipco, that's spot number 2. On all of my full coverages, in some of the larger projects, my goal to start off with is 1,000 stitches for the month. I've never done Whipco, so I don't know what my capabilities are in terms of goal planning. So I'm just going to start off with 1,000 stitches for the month, and if we get more stitches in, then that is brilliant. Okay, so that is my pelican. I'm just going to move her out of the way. Move her out of the way. Okay, so need to remember to get that needle minder. So number 17 is, or number 19 is Christmas Claus. This is an original design. of mine. This is based off of the event on Christmas Island each year where all of the red crabs go from the forest to the ocean to mate and lay eggs and yeah, do their thing. And they do it once a year, and there's a great migration of these crabs. You can look it up online. There's plenty of video from this year's migration. It is just really cute. So it was an inspiration. My husband is in Australia, so any opportunity where I can try and connect with him on some event, especially through Crostich, is something I like to do. So this is Christmas Claus. It is a free pattern on my website. So if you go to my website, saltystitcherdesigns.com, you can download this pattern for free. Right now, it won't be free forever. Once I get it stitched and once I finalize things, clean it up just a little bit, update some of the colors, I will probably add it to my store. But right now, it is a free pattern. So feel free to jump on my website, take a look around. And if you like this pattern, it's fairly simple. A lot of full coverage on the bottom, but I recommend using a blue background for the sky. Yeah, you can go ahead and stitch this along with me. I really like it. I think the crabs are cute. And yeah, Christmas Claus. So when we left the last time, or when I finished the project, I'm stitching this on a 32 count Fortnight fabric. And this is how far I got. I have Christmas Claus in there. I have the 2 brown pelicans, and I have the palm tree. I love how this is coming out. I love the colors. I am using sulky threads. And I can't remember. I think it's just one sulky thread. Yeah, I think it's just one sulky thread, but it is popping out. I can't wait to start on the sand and some of the crabs. And let me pull the sulky threads out. Okay, so as you can see, I pulled a bunch of sulky threads out. I'm still playing with the ocean, and I'm still playing with the color of the sand. So beautiful sulky threads. I was thinking about, and maybe I could get your opinion. The sand is usually like a white and a gray. White and a gray, but sand is never uniform. So I was thinking about, and I don't know if you can see this, this is a sulky 4102. It's kind of a variegated, it has some pinks, it has some greens in it. Oh, this ring light is so, let's see if it'll, yeah, there, maybe. Yeah, so it has some pinks, it has some greens, it's white. I'm thinking about doing the sand in that color. For the sand down here, the sand is all full coverage. So I was thinking about using, oh, there we go. That color. So I don't know, give me your thoughts on that. Yeah, just playing around. This is a really fun pattern, but this is number 19 on my whip-go board. So I'm going to go ahead and keep stitching this. And again, my goal is 1,000 stitches, but it's possible that within the month I can finish Christmas Claus. And once I finish it, it is coming down as a free pattern and going into my store. So if you want Christmas Claus, you can stitch it in any color. that you want. The colors are pretty basic, so use whatever speaks to you. Or you can use the colors that I've recommended, but again, still a work in progress. Yeah, so I think that those are my WIPGO plans. WIPGO plans for January. And this is my WIPGO board. As you can see, the lions are a big focus for me this year. I want to finish up the lions. So I have the lions in 4 spots surrounding my free space, or rather the center space. So my center space, you'll see is a picture of Jamie and Claire. So this is not something that's ever going to go into my store because I don't own the rights to the picture, but I thought it was a gorgeous picture. And I think I may design a pattern just for myself to stitch. Yeah, and it'll go up with some of my other Outlander stuff. She's wearing in this picture, she's wearing a gorgeous red dress. There are a bunch of lights flooding it. So lots of reds and oranges. And if you watch Outlander, you know that Claire's just a badass. So her being the focus of the piece with Jamie there is just perfect. So I think that might be a new design. Again, we'll never go into my store because I don't own the rights to it, but it's something I want to stitch for personal use only. So yeah, pretty excited about that. I think almost every pattern has popped up twice. Oh, now's a good time to mention my Nautical Sampler. So I did start my Nautical Sampler. I love the way it's turning out so far. I did notice that there is one error in the chart. And some charts, not all of them, but some charts may have shipped without the key, which is a real problem. If you received a chart, I know some of them were giveaways at some of the retreats. If you received a chart and it doesn't have the key, I've posted that key on my website. So it is up there on the corrections page. You know, as designers, we really try hard to get everything right before the pattern goes out the door. And sometimes just, you know, it's not perfect. So anyway, for the Nautical Sampler, if you happen to receive a pattern that does not have a key for the Nautical Sampler, just go on my website and it's there. You can download it and print it. And if you purchase a pattern or received a pattern and you want a new pattern that has the key already in it and you don't want to download it from my site, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to make it right and happy to fix that. So, okay, I think that is it for WIPGO. And it for my actually it for the shop announcements as well. Wanted to mention a couple floss tube videos. I was stuck in San Francisco for about 15 hours. My flight was canceled for mechanical reasons, oddly enough, on top of all of the other things going on, and watched a lot of floss tube. And watched a lot of football, a lot of floss tube, and did a lot of stitching while in the United Club. Couple floss tubes I wanted to mention. Chris Crostich, if you have not watched his latest floss tube, it is amazing. I don't know how long it took him to do the editing on this last floss tube video, but I was thoroughly entertained. I absolutely loved it. He took clips from all of his other videos this year, and it was just fantastic. It was a year in review like I had never seen. So bravo, Chris, fantastic job. And if you have not seen Chris Crostich, and it's Chris and then Cross with an X, stitch. Go check them out, subscribe, like, do all those things. And then yesterday I was just fumbling through Floss Tube, and there was a recommendation for a new video, and it happens to be a knitting video. So if you're not into knitting, this one's probably not for you, although I don't knit, I crochet on occasion, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching these two gentlemen. It is Cabin Boy Knits, and they have a lot of subscribers, so I'm probably the late one to this game. But if you like knitting and you want to see some great projects and you want to be entertained, check out Christopher and Jamie on Cabin Boy Knits. And again, I'll put the links to both channels in the description below. But I think, oh, I have some haul. Let me pause, and I'll be right back for some haul and plans. Okay, I'm back with a few plans. I'm a member of, so in addition to WIPGO, I'm a member of the Full Coverage Fanatics Challenge in SALS, and for 2022, they put out their challenges. So for 2022, I'm going to participate in the Whips and Wonders Challenge. So each Whips and Wonders, each location that you travel to on your journey is equivalent to 5,000 stitches. So one project per 5,000 stitches. And at the end of the year, if you finish this tour, you will have stitched 100,000 stitches. So this seems perfect since I have a few full coverage patterns going. Some of the locations, first one are the pyramids at Giza, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Temple of Artemis, Colossus of Rose. I'm skipping around, the Taj Mahal. Anyway, so this should be about 100,000 stitches in this challenge. And if I'm being incredibly aggressive, I will start then the stitches around, can't see that, stitches around Germany. So if you're interested in some of these challenges, that is on the Full Coverage Fanatics page if you're into full coverage. And the second group that I'm a part of is the Snarky and Modern Embroidery and Crostich group. They've partnered with Claire Bradshaw, the Steady Thread, for a free year-long blackwork SAL. And then they offer the kit for the SAL. So essentially they're like hexagons. Hard to see, but the entire project is 49 hexes, 206 by 214 stitches. And they're each numbered, and there are different, kind of hard to see, but different combinations of colors and threads. So I've chose that second row there, and I've chose, let's see, I want to say it's the sunset. The sunset one, so I think it's the one right here. And I've chose the Tahiti fabric. It looks like it's a 16 count Aida. 16 or 18 count Aida. It's kind of pink. But these are the threads that go along with it. And the colors are absolutely gorgeous. It is my first attempt at blackwork, which is why I was intrigued. And I kind of love this hex design. So I'm pretty excited about this stitch along. And so we have WIPGO, we have the challenges, we have the SAL, and my one bit of haul I did receive my November, and I know I'm kind of behind the game. Sorry for the crinkles. This is the November Fortnight fabrics. I think December is on the way. It should arrive here shortly. I'll show it in the next video. But this is 40 count Fortnight fabrics. Francis is the name. And it's kind of a cream with a hint of yellow. It's almost the same color as, I call it eggshell. There, you can see it there against the wall, where you can see a little bit of modeling, a little bit of tan in there, but mostly kind of a cream. If you look at it in the light, it takes on has maybe a hint of yellow. It is absolutely gorgeous color. I can't wait to find a project to stitch on this. So at the moment, December is going to be my last fabric of the month. For now, with Fortnight fabrics, I have so much fabric that I need to stitch on. So just going to take a strategic pause with the fabrics of the month, and probably resume a little bit later. But right now, I have plenty of fabric, and I need to kind of catch up and start stitching on some of the colors that I already have. So yep, Fortnight fabric, Francis, amazing fabric, by the way. It is my favorite. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Thanks again for watching my Flossmas videos. I'm sorry it's been so long for a long floss tube, but did not want to bombard everyone over the holidays. There's plenty going on. So Flossmas was about all I can handle, and just happy to be able to show you what I've been working on these last couple weeks and my plans for 2022. I hope you have a fantastic new year. I know the virus has thrown us for another loop here, but we've been doing it for 2 years. We'll keep getting through. So be safe and have just a fantastic New Year's if you're spending it with family and friends. That's all I have, everyone. I'll see you in next week. Talk to you later.